Okay, so make sure you've got your hand weights close by and your ball close by. Hand weights somewhere you can grab when we start moving. Once we start moving, let's go ahead and roll all the way down onto your back. All right, arms down by your side. We're gonna just start here with a little bit of wagging those knees back and forth. So walk your feet the width of your mat and just take the knees to the left and over to the right. So shoulders are nice and heavy. Just moving those knees back and forth. Maybe just two more like this. One more to the left. One more to the right. Good. Just pull the right knee into your chest and extend the left leg straight out. And I want to put the heel down on the floor and the toes point up to the ceiling. And you're going to draw that right knee to the outside of your right rib cage. Think of the inner left thigh pressing down towards the floor as you hug that right knee in. Take another breath. And then keep that right knee in and just take it all the way over to the left so we come into this twist. Can you get your right shoulder down and maybe look over that right arm? Take a big breath here. Good, back to center. We're gonna switch the legs. So left leg goes out, right knee, or right leg straightens. Place the heel down, toes point up to the ceiling on that right leg. Inner thigh presses to the floor. The left knee hugs out wide to the side of the ribs. Try to fill up your back side of the body. So can you make your breath actually heavy up the low back, like that deep inhale? Make some space in the back of the body. And then we're just gonna take that left knee all the way over to the right. Get a little twist here so you can bring that left arm out and left shoulder down. You can look over that left arm. And see if you can take a big breath into this left lung and this left side of the ribs. Good. Go ahead and come back in through center and place both feet on the floor and go ahead and grab for your hand weights. So we got the feet ready for bridging. Arms are gonna come up towards the ceiling. And first I just wanna start with this peeling of the hips all the way up and simultaneously slowly taking the arms up, back, overhead. And then on your exhale, we're gonna roll all the way down and the hands are gonna come all the way down to cover by your hips. So we can move a little quicker, but I want you just to take your time here. Don't feel like you have to rush through these, because we're just warming up the shoulder, the spine, the hips. So pressing into the feet, arms come overhead as you peel up. And they can maybe just hover, they don't have to tap the floor. And then they're gonna roll the spine down and the hands come down by your side, hover. Roll it up, reach back, roll it down, bring those arms down. A couple more like that. Up and back. And rolling down, hands to the hips. One more, we're gonna stay up on those hips and just move the arms. So the arms come up to the ears, all the way down to hover at the floor. So they're going to the ears and then down by the hips. Now just hold the hips here. I just want to hold this nice bridge position. See if you can think about taking your ribs into your front pockets. Good. Just those arms. Up and back and down. Keep squeezing the hips up. And can you start to really feel like you're pulling that pubic bone towards your belly button, right? I want to try to eliminate the space between my ribs and the top of my pelvis. Just a couple more here with the arms. Actually, let's get 5 more. Here's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take them back by your ears. Hold them so that they're feeling, the arms are feeling parallel to the ground. And we're doing this little pulse, just maybe an inch or 2 up and down. They're back by your ears. You should see your arms maybe in the periphery. Here we go for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, bring them all the way up. Now we're just gonna take those arms out wide, dip your hips halfway down, and then I want you to come up and bring your hands up and squeeze your knees together as you lift your hips. So your knees are gonna separate, your hips are gonna come halfway down, arms are gonna open. Then you're gonna close your arms, lift your hips, and squeeze your knees together. Okay, down, up, and squeeze everything in. Down, up, and squeeze. Now remember to get that little tilt of the tail. So if you have an imaginary tail, you'd be bringing it through your legs at the top of this movement. And I want you to really try to squeeze and bring those knees together. Okay, let's go for 10 more. Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7. Again, I'm squeezing my knees together at the top. There's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Squeeze the heads of the weights together, or the sides of the weights together, squeeze the knees together. Little pulses here, just squeezing the fists together, squeezing the knees together, little tuck of the tail. So little tuck of the tail, everything squeezing in. Here's 10, 9, 8. I'm just like doing this little chest activation by squeezing my weights together. Here's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly separate, roll yourself back down. Walk your feet out a little bit so you've got this kind of 3/4 bend. And arms are gonna come up to the ceiling, and then you're gonna roll forward and have those hands by your hips. Peel yourself all the way up to the top. And then as you exhale, tuck and roll back, and we're just gonna take those hands straight up to the ceiling. Then we're gonna come right back up. So I wanna not lay my head and shoulders down. If you can keep the head and shoulders up the whole time, do it. Roll all the way up and down, just covering the shoulders. If you want a little more challenge, arms can stick up towards the ceiling as you come up, then down, roll back down to the ceiling, push it up, down, and back. So you can use those hands and the weights to either assist you rolling up, or it can be a little more of a challenge by pressing them straight up to the ceiling as you roll up. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay up, roll that halfway back. Here's where we're just gonna take those arms wide and together. Thumbs point to the ceiling. I want you to take those arms as wide as they can go before you feel like you're gonna lose that scoop of your belly. So your belly pulling back. Feel like that belly button is pulling back through your spine. Let's go for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Palms face up, pull those elbows back and forward. Back and reach. So the palms are facing the ceiling. We've still got that nice deep tuck to the tail. Feels like you're pushing your butt towards your heels and pulling that pubic bone towards your belly button. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it up. Left leg's gonna come into that tabletop. I'm gonna swing my left arm nice and wide as I extend my left leg out long, and then pull the knee back in and come back to center. Reach that left arm back, extend the left leg out and back in. Good. Here we go. 7, 6, 5. You gotta put the weights down, put them down. 4, 3, 2. Hold those arms back, little pulses up. Can you keep the legs straight? You gotta put the leg down, put it down. Here's 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to center. Elbows pull back, reach forward. If you need to come up, readjust your spine, and then roll back down. Go ahead. You wanna get out of that low back. I wanna feel my belly doing this work here to support. Last 3, 2, hold it out, right leg comes up, right arm swings back, right leg extends, pull it back in. Extend, reach, back in. Here's 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, almost there, 2, hold it out. Here's our little pulses of those arms. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to center. Place those weights down. All right, arms and legs. You're going to pick them both up. Hold it here. We're going to try and do this kind of halfway hover with your legs and arms up. So if you need to, you can always put your legs down and just do this halfway. Otherwise, we're going to lower down, extend out, and pick back up. So another way to do this is just to come down and up with your feet down, or you can have your hands behind you, lower out, extend, pick it up. So this is your options. Let's see if we can get 6 of these in. Down, up, 6, 5, extending everything out, pulling everything in. 4, tuck that tail as you roll back. 3, 2, last one. Good job. Cross those ankles, roll over the knees onto your hands and knees here. Couple of cat and cow stretches. Round your back, push the floor away, move the shoulder blades apart. And then lift your chest, lift your sit bones. Let the shoulder blades glide together. Round and push away. Inhale, lift and extend. Good, doing 3 more like this. Here's 2. Last one. Good job. Tuck those toes. You're just gonna hover here. So we've got this neutral spine. My shins are parallel to the ground. My thighs go perpendicular. And I'm gonna just tap my left elbow with my left knee, step it right back. Right elbow, right knee, step it back. So I'm kind of in this weird like bear crouching position, not quite a plank. And I'm just hovering my shins. If you need to, you can always place the shins back down on the ground, but we're just alternating back and forth, tapping that elbow with the knee. Let's go for 4, 3, 2, 1, 1. Send your hips all the way back over your heels. Start to straighten into the legs. Get that downward facing dog. We're just going to pedal the feet here. So take your time here. I want you to really push your hands down and forward and feel like you're turning your elbows in towards each other. Create some space for your head and neck. And I don't want you to feel too crunched up in your shoulders. And then just drop one heel and try to stretch the back of the leg as you bend the opposite knee. Maybe just one more on each side. Last one. All right, we're gonna take that right leg up and back. And now slowly you're gonna shift yourself forward and tap that right elbow, hold it there. Now I want you to bring it over to that left elbow, hold it there. Now I want you to step it between your hands, pause here. Good job. You're gonna just take this right arm and we're gonna reach it up to the ceiling as you just start to rotate here. Now, we're gonna take this arm and you're going to bring it down and reach it under your left arm, like you're sweeping it back to reach for maybe that left ankle. And then you're gonna turn the chest back to the right and reach back and open the whole body to the side of it. You're gonna exhale, reach through the left arm and under your body and back. And then you're gonna turn the chest to the right and open back up. Just give me maybe 4 more like this. You can start to straighten into the right leg if that feels good, or you can keep that right leg bent. Here we go for 3, reaching back, and open. Last two. Good, one more. And open back up. Good, just pause here. Look forward. Can you bring that left hand maybe about a foot forward of your right foot? And then you're gonna pick that left leg up. So my hand's under that left shoulder. My chest is turning towards the floor right now with my hips. But I've got that left leg all the way up. And I'm trying now to turn my chest to the right as my right arm reaches up to the ceiling. So left hand on the floor, left leg in the air. All right, we're gonna do that same idea of that reaching and rotating. You're gonna take that right arm, reach it under your left, and at the same time, we're gonna bend both knees and tap them together. Then I'm gonna open everything back out and turn to the right. Now, if you want a block under your hand, grab a block. You're gonna rotate the chest towards the floor, reach the arm under the left arm, tap the knees together. Open and expand and turn to the right. Okay, we're gonna go for 5 like this. You can move a little faster, but don't go too fast. I want you to take your time and try to hit all these points of closing in, rotating open. Here we go for 3. Last 2. 1 more. Good job. We're gonna go ahead and slowly step that left foot all the way back. Come all the way up to crescent lunge. So now I wanna try to pull that pubic bone up, find a little bit of length in the front of the left thigh. Arms are gonna come up towards the ceiling. Just pausing here, stretching the front of that left leg, get a little lower in the right. All right, we're gonna just move here to extend out over that right leg, reach the hands back, and then we're gonna lean back and come all the way upright again. Leaning forward, straightening that back leg, bending and hinging back, lifting up tall. Here's 8, 7. I'm just gonna move my arms. You can grab weights if you want them. I'm not gonna have them for now. Here's 5, 4, try not to come higher. 3 in your legs. Keep the legs the same, especially that right one. Last one, hinge forward. All right, from here, we're gonna float that left foot, step it back. Float that left foot, coming all the way upright, step it back to your lunge. Here we go for 8. Just gonna hold those arms back. 7, 6, pick those pinkies up. 5, 4, 3, 2, hold this little hover. Tap the left foot to the floor, pick it up. Tap, lift. So we're on that right leg. I'm trying to soften the right knee a little bit. Here's 7. If you want to bring those arms forward to your ears for more challenge, you can. Here's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stand all the way up. Bring that left knee into the chest. Turn the chest towards that left thigh. So we're just going to keep in this rotation here. Arms are wide, and I'm going to try to kick my left leg forward and bend. Forward and bend. Let's stay rotated. Here's 8, 7, 6. You got it. 5. Try to keep that left thigh up. 4, 3. Look at something that's not moving. 2, 1. Hold it up here. Hold it up. Give it a little kick. Good. Back to center with your head and chest. And then step that left foot all the way back. Hands come down on either side of that right foot. Step it back to plank. Good. Look forward. Holding your plank position. Tail towards your heels. Chest reaches forward. Give me one more breath. All right. If you want to go to your knees, you can. Otherwise, we're going to go for those chaturangas, 5 of them. You're going to roll forward on your toes if you're staying up. We're going to tap the elbows, push them back straight. Tap, press back. Here's 3, 2, 1, and then all the way to the belly. Good job. Grab those hand weights if they're not already in your hand. Well, they wouldn't be in your hand, so they're right next to you. Pinkies point up. Here we go. They're going to reach back by your legs. We're going to just lift those arms up, up, and up. Here's 10, 9, 8. Try to lift your chest. Pinkies are on the floor. Here's 6 of the toes. 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold those arms up. Take them out and in. Just like a little bird flapping its wings. I want you to think out a few inches, in a few inches. Shoulders are lifted away from the floor. Here we go for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Put those weights down. Swing those arms forward. Reach, lift the legs. Holding here. Give it one more big inhale. Lift everything up, lengthen out. And hands come under those elbows. Tuck your toes. Either push back to your knees or a full push up. And then send it back to downward facing dog. Okay, we got the other side. Left leg's gonna inhale up and back. Exhale, come forward, tap that left elbow, right elbow, step it between the hands. Keep that right hand where it is. Lift that left arm up to the sky and start to rotate your chest to the left. All right, so we're gonna do that reaching under, rotating and reaching back with that that left hand under the right, and then you're gonna open back out to the side of the room. You're gonna, if you wanna start to straighten that left leg as you reach back, you can. And then you're gonna open back up. So I want you to think of that left arm reaching under the right and back towards the back right corner of your mat. And then fully open all the way up. Good. Let's go for 5 more. Here's 5. And all the way open. 4. All the way open. 3. 2. Last one. Good. All the way back open. Now look forward. You're going to slide that right hand about a foot in front of you. And then slowly you're going to pick up that right leg. And then keep turning your hips towards the floor, but your chest is going to open up to the left. Okay. Here's where we're going to turn the chest towards the ground. Reach the left arm under the right and tap both of your knees together. And then you're going to open back up, extend the leg, and rotate to the left. Bend, round, reach under you, tap the knees, open back out. Good. Here we go for 8, and open. 7, good, 6, 5, 4, 3, good, 2, last round, all the way open, good, slowly stepping that right foot to the back of the mat, coming up, crescent lunge. All right, we're gonna pull that pubic bone up, lengthen that right heel back, arms are gonna go to your ears. Take a couple of breaths here. All right, this is where we're gonna hinge forward. So I'm trying not to change too much about my left thigh. It's gonna try to stay pretty parallel to the ground. And then I'm gonna hinge forward from the hips, reach the arms back, straighten the right leg. Then bend the right knee slightly, lift the torso up, extend out, and back. Here's 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold those arms back. Hold your hinge forward. We're going to float that right leg, tap it back down. So I'm trying to almost come completely upright on that left leg and straighten it, and then tap that right foot to the back of the mat. Come up, lift, and tap. I'm trying to hold my arms up. Let's go for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold yourself up here. We're going to float that right leg. It's going to tap the floor. Pick it up. If you want to take those arms, reach them by your ear. I'm slightly hinged forward. My left leg is straight. My right leg is straight, and it's doing the tapping. Let's go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring yourself all the way up to standing. Pull that right hand into the chest. Take that right hand back and turn your body to the right. Now I'm going to try to kick that right leg straight and bend. Stay in this rotation here in the torso. Here's 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold it out, kick it up, hands to the sky, turn the chest forward, last big lift. Good, slide that whole leg back, step it back, lunge, hands on either side of the foot, step the left foot back, plank. Just hold in here. Okay, we're gonna come on the forearms. So you're gonna lower onto those forearms here, chest is forward, tail towards your heels. Pivot that right hand slightly in so we can roll onto the outer edge of the right foot. So we're on the right forearm, side plank here. Now, I'm just gonna say, we're gonna lower and lift the hips here. Lower and lift, lower and lift. Get that action going. Now, if you can, you're gonna take that left arm up, and we're gonna add that little bit of rotation. So as you lift, I'm gonna reach and rotate my chest towards the floor, and then open as I lower. Lift, reach, open. So if you want, you just stick with the hips lifting and lowering. I wanna get just 4 more in. 4, 3, 2, last one. Good job, switch it. Left forearm on the floor, open to the right. You're gonna take that right arm up. You're gonna start with those little hip lifts. And if that feels good, then stay there. Otherwise, you're gonna add that rotation. So as you lift, I reach, and as I lower, I open. Lift and reach, lower, open. Last 4, 3, 2, last one. Good job. Go all the way onto your forearms. Look forward, last breath in your plank. And lower your hips. Take your chest up and forward for that Sphinx pose. And now we're going to grab for the ball. So grab for your ball. If you have only that center ball, you can use that as well. But we're going to jam this little guy in between the thighs. So separate your legs enough that you get the ball in between the thighs above your knees. Okay, so I want them to feel like they can really squeeze that ball. Now we're going to relax the upper body here. So you can bring your head down onto your hands, or your chin can be on your hands. However you feel like you can stop straining in your neck, okay? So I want you to push your pubic bone down so that you feel length in your low back. Okay, so pubic bone's pressing down. Now we're just gonna lift this left thigh up off the floor. It's not gonna come up very high because you've rooted your pelvis, but I don't want you to bend your knees. So keep your leg nice and straight. Squeeze in on the ball, and this first set is just gonna be a little lift, little lift. We're squeezing the ball, but lifting the leg. Here we go for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold the leg up, squeeze it into the ball, Here's 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold that thigh up, bend the knee, straighten the leg. So try not to let your knee and your upper thigh rest on the floor. Keep it lifted. Just bending and straightening the left leg. Here we go. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. The whole time I'm squeezing into the ball. 2, 1. Keep the knee bent. Little lift up, up, up. I'm trying to just get that leg to come even higher. Watch that you're not rolling to one side. Here's 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold it up. Last set. Squeeze in, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let it go. Just maybe rock the pelvis back and forth a little bit. If you had tension in through this SI joint and you want to do a cat and cow, go ahead. But just remember, we're trying to not squeeze the glutes too much. We're trying to make this about the lower butt and hamstrings. So try not to clench too much up top. Okay, again, tilting the tail towards your heels, lifting these 2 hip bones a little bit and pressing to your pubic bone. Now we're gonna hover just the right leg straight, and we're gonna just lift and lift. It's squeezing the ball, but it's lifting up. I want you to lift up from the thigh. So it feels like that crease where your butt and your hamstrings start. That's where we're firing. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Squeeze it into the ball. Squeeze in. So I'm still hovering the leg, but now I'm just squeezing in. Here's 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Squeeze, bend the knee, straighten the knee. Bend, straighten. So my upper thigh is not changing. It's staying hovered over the floor. Here we go. 6. Keep the knee squeezing in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend the knee. Little squeezes up and up. Here's 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold it up. Squeeze it in. Last 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. Relax. You can take that ball out. Set it off to the side. We're going to bend that left knee, grab for the foot, and just keep that heel coming in towards your butt. See if you can let the knee even come off the floor and that pubic bone root down and find that stretch to the quad. Good. Relax that foot. Bend the right knee. Grab for that. Try to bring that right heel towards your butt or just to the side. Pubic bone down. Thigh lifts away from the floor. All right, last thing, you can bend both knees in. You're gonna grab for those ankles, turn the thumbs towards the floor, start to kick back with your thighs, and then again, push to the pubic bone, lift your belly away from the floor and start to pick your knees up. See if you can open your chest, find this back bend. Keep kicking your feet into your hands. Give me 3, 2, 1. Slowly reach everything back out. Keep it hovering. 3, 2, 1. Hands under those elbows. Press back, child's pose. Round your back. Take a breath here. All right, we're gonna come back into that downward facing dog. Pedal the feet. Right leg's gonna go up and back. On that exhale, we're gonna take it across to that left elbow, hold. Take it to the right elbow, hold. Step that foot between your hands, turn that left foot out. We're gonna come up warrior two, but grab one of your weights here. All right, so once you come up, we're gonna slowly start to hinge that weight forward into the right leg. So we're at this long diagonal here, and I've got that weight in that right hand, and I'm just gonna take that arm up and down. So you should feel like your core is engaged, your legs are working here. I'm just moving that right arm. Here's 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold that there. We're gonna come in and hover that left leg, but I want you to think about tapping the arch of that left leg on the heel of your right foot and then pushing kind of out of the diagonal. So can you imagine this kind of line that's drawn from your arch and then back in the diagonal? Arm and leg are gonna do the same thing. We're gonna come in, they're both gonna reach away. So I want you to lift now with the outer glute and hip for that left leg. Arm is still doing the same movement with the thumb pointed up to the ceiling. Here's 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it out. Turn the palms to face the ceiling. That heel is lifted. Little pulses up, up. Squeeze that side of the left cheek. Here's 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly step back into that warrior two. We're gonna hinge the other way now. We're gonna be going back over that left leg. This left hand can support you somewhere along the thigh if you want. And that right arm is reaching up. And we're just gonna bend that elbow, hand drops over your head, and reach. So I want you to really challenge the space between your ribs and your hips on this right side. Take that elbow as far over your ear as you can get it, so we can lengthen this whole right chain of the body as we move that arm. Let's go 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. That hand comes down. Lower into that right side again. Switch it to that left arm. So again, I'm hinged back forward now, so now I'm back to challenging my left side, and I've got my left hand weight, elbows bent, and now I'm just gonna do this rotator cuff. So I'm just gonna take the palm in and out, just like a door on a hinge. Now, if you wanna challenge your right side for that core work, you can reach that right arm at a diagonal by your right ear. If that's too much, just bring that right arm back down on your thigh. Last 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Get out of the low back. Pull that pubic bone up towards your belly button. Get some length there. Last 2, last 1. Good job. Place that hand weight down. Rotate over that left foot, or right foot. Step it back. Plank. Look forward. Take another breath. Lower down the forearms. Look forward. Here's where we're just going to tap the knees, alternating little knee taps. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All the way to your belly. Curl the heart forward for Sphinx. All 10 toes are on the ground. Pubic bones down, belly is lifted away from the floor, chest is pulling through your arms. Good, lower down, hands into the elbows, tuck the toes. Either push it up to the push-up or to your child's pose, and then downward facing dog. So you can always transition through that on your knees, through a child's pose and back to this, or you can just do a straight push-up. All right, let's do that other side. Left leg's up and back. Take it across to that right elbow, give it a squeeze and hold. Take it to the left elbow, hold. Step in between the hands. Now we're gonna come up into that warrior two position. So bring that one weight with you. We'll come all the way up. So just checking my feet first. This left leg's gonna point forward. Remember the knee is going right over that second toe, okay? I'm gonna hinge myself forward. So I feel like I'm at this diagonal, and I've got my right foot really planted down on the floor. Left thumb up to the ceiling, and I'm just lowering and lifting this arm. You can have that right hand at your hip if that's a good spot for it. There's 8. Just watch that left knee. It has a tendency to want to buckle in towards the big toe. Now we're going to watch that it stays pointing straight ahead. It's just telling us that we're recruiting that outer glute. Let's go for 3, 2, 1. You're going to hold that up. We're going to come up on that left leg. So my left leg can be a little bent, but I'm going to bring that hand down and that right arch to my heel. And I'm going to press out at a diagonal as I lift my arm. So I should feel like I'm moving now from the side of my glute, the side of my butt, and my outer hip. Thumb still pointing up to the ceiling here. Good, I'm going for 8. So you should feel this work on the more outer portion of the cheek. 7, 6. My pelvis is staying nice and still. 4, I can feel all the core muscles cinching in. 3, to hold myself still and upright. Last one, hold it up. Little pulse, palm faces the ceiling now. Little pulse of arm and leg. Here's 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly stepping that right foot all the way back. And here's where we're going to reverse. So again, my whole body is facing the long side of my mat. I'm going to hinge back towards my right back leg. And this right arm can rest somewhere along the way, just not on your knee. And this left arm is going to come all the way up and challenge that stretch. Now bend the elbow, reach. Bend, reach. Here's 8, get that elbow up. 7, it should feel some stretching here. 6, and work. 5, pull that belly back. 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to hinging forward, switch the weight into the right hand. And again, this left arm can either be resting on your elbow, it can be in front, or it can be up by your ear. We're just gonna rotate that right hand back and then squeeze the elbow by your ribs. Keep it there. Here's 10, 9, this is it. 8, last little push. 7, we got one more little set of abs and you're done. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. Both hands down. Get rid of that weight. Step yourself back to your plank. Hold it here. Good. Now bend your knees, send your hips back, move your hands just a little closer together, and I want you to think of like a little spring. You're going to hop yourself to the outside of your hands. So again, bend your knees nice and deep, look forward, and then you're just going to hop. Maybe it takes a couple times, but see if you can hop yourself forward and then lower your hips so your knees are wide and your elbows can press out into the knees and the knees can press in into the arms. Get that squeeze and that pressure out. Open up the low back a little bit. One more big breath here. Good. Seat comes down. Slow roll onto your back. Good job, guys. All right, last little bit of core work here. So we're going to bring the hands behind the head. Head and shoulders are going to lift up. You've got your little crunch. We're going to take the legs up in the tabletop. And then from here, we're just going to tap alternating toes. So right toes tap, left toes tap. Keep the head and shoulders lifted so you can get those shoulders up off the floor. Just tapping those toes. The farther away from you they tap, the harder it gets. And now we're gonna add this twist. So I'm gonna twist towards the knee that comes in. Twisting towards the leg that's coming in. Let's go for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take your legs into this diamond shape. And now from here, we're gonna lift the hips up, lower them down, and then lower the legs down. So legs come in, hips peel up, down, and then lower the legs. So try not to let your back arch as those legs lower, but your hips can peel up as they come in. If you need to put your head and shoulders down, go ahead. Let's go for 5, 4. Again, I've got this kind of diamond shape in the legs. 3, the arches are together. 2, 1. Good. Head and shoulders are going to come down. And now we've got this nice kind of turnout. And I'm going to switch and drop the legs. So 3/4 bend. They're externally rotated. Let's go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Knees into the chest. You got one last set. Okay, we're gonna do our double knee stretch here where you're gonna pull the knees into the chest. I want you to bring your hands around and grab for your heels and make yourself into this tight little ball. Then you're gonna take, don't lose any height, right? Keep those shoulders up. You're gonna extend the legs out and the arms out by your ears. Then you're gonna circle everything around and come up even higher and reach for those heels. So you don't have to grab the heels every time, but I just want you to get this visual of lifting and then extending everything out, circling around and squeezing in. Out, in. There we go. 7, 6. Try not to lower those shoulders. 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. Good job. Bring it in. Whew, good work. All right. Just rock back and forth on that low back. And let's get a quick stretch in. We're just going to cross that left ankle over the right. You can pull that whole shape in and grab for the back of the right thigh and just stretch that left hip. And then you're going to grab that left ankle with your right hand and take that whole shape over to the right. So now my left foot is on the floor. My right knee is bent and my right knee is on the floor. Left shoulder is on the floor. Looking over that left arm. And I'm trying to move my right knee a little bit away from my body. Trying to get my left hip back down towards the ground. Give me just maybe one more really big breath. Full inhale. All right, slowly coming back to center. Can you just slide your hips a little bit over to the left and then fully cross your legs? And if you can even cross the ankles. And then we're gonna drop that whole shape over to the right. So now it's a pretty big twist. So just make sure you feel like your spine is pretty straight as it rotates. Right, so if we've got that imaginary hose running through our spine, I wanna try to unkink that hose as I turn. And see if you can take just maybe 2 big breaths, try to let the knees fall a little closer to the floor. And if crossing the ankles is too much, just cross the thighs. One more big inhale here. Exhale, let it all go. And slowly back up through center, uncross the legs. Move the hips back into the midline. And then we're going to cross the right ankle over the left, pull that whole shape in, grab for the back of the thigh. Push the right knee away from you with the elbow. Grab that ankle with the left hand and take the shape over to the left. So now my right foot is on the floor, my left leg is resting on the ground, and my right shoulder is trying to get heavy on the right side. Give me 3 big breaths here. Trying to get that knee to go away from you and that right hip to roll towards the ground. One more big inhale. Good, back up to center. Cross that right leg all the way. Move your hips a little to the right. And if you can cross the ankles, go for it. And then you're just gonna let the knees fall to the left. Try to keep the shoulders heavy on the right. And I want you to try to take an inhale that fills up the whole cavity of the torso and the ribs. And then on the exhale, can you let the knees feel like they get heavier and fall towards the floor a little closer? So there's this sensation of relaxing and letting go of any gripping or tension in the exhale. One more big inhale, exhale. Good, back to center. Unwind and uncross the legs. Move your hips back to center. Just give your knees one last little squeeze in together to just reset the pelvis. And then roll yourself on up. And you guys are all done.